What an absolutely amazing day we had trading in the stock market today. For a second, let me show you my screen. Look at this, net P&L of $238, only paid $1 in commission, but look at this, realized R multiple of 3.4R. And if you don't know what that means that I only took $500 to trade on this trade, and I only risked, meaning my stop loss was set for only about $90. So if it would have hit $90 negative, I would have been exited out of this trade. So I only, risked $90, but I ended up making $240. So my net ROI on this trade was 52.97. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Bruce, and if you haven't been following along, every single day I've been trading and posting trade recap videos. Now, for the past few weeks, I've been paper trading, trying to get better and trying to, refine my skill set at trading. Most recently, I've been trading options, puts, and calls. I've not been risking real money, but one thing that we did today that was excellent, I decided, okay, I'm gonna get, a small cash account going, and I'm gonna take a trade for real. So that $240 is real money that I made today. And I'm gonna break down exactly where I bought, where I sold, what my thought processes were. I took detailed notes. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter video than usual because we only took one trade. But without further ado, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing on the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate you out there viewing. And let's get into the notes. So if you're curious for one thing, well, what the heck did I trade it? What the heck did I trade? I traded Apple, right? Let's zoom out into the 5-minute. I traded Apple. Apple had their earnings report, their quarterly earnings yesterday, where they beat earnings per share estimates by, I believe, 5.8%, and they met revenue expectations, right? But this didn't stop Apple from sliding down a little over 3% where they are now. If we draw a trend line, we can see from market close yesterday to market open today, they're down 3%. They went up a little bit, 1.5%, but then they slid all the way down. So I was thinking, okay, there's some volatility here. And even looking at the pre-market, I'm assessing and I'm looking at, okay, there is a drawdown here, a steady stream of sellers of this security. So I feel like when the market opens, the general populace of investors, when the market opens at 6:30 a.m., there's gonna be huge snap either way. Now, I can't tell at this point before market opens what way it's gonna go, but I'm saying it's gonna go either way. It ended up going massively down. Look, 631, massive red candle. The top of the candle is where it opened. The top of the wick is the highest price in that minute. The bottom of the candle is where it closed. And the bottom of the wick is the lowest it went during that minute. So you see, kind of showed weak selling pressure here. We went all the way down to 183.25, and then we went back up. So this is where I bought. I bought in my calls here, and I wrote it up. So we're gonna go into that precise trade where I made $238. Now, looking at my game plan, okay? I wanted to make a game plan and focus, kind of do a meditation on, what exactly am I gonna get myself into today, right? Very important. So I said to myself, I'm gonna only use $500 in this trade. And I'm looking to stop out around 15% or about $75, right? If I'm down 15% on the trade, then I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm gonna say, all right, the trade didn't work out. I'm down 15% and we're gonna move on, okay? But that didn't end up happening. Then I said, okay, what's my profit goal? I'm looking to make around $200 to $300 in this trade, right? So these were my ground rules. In my thesis, Apple earnings has not been digested well. Stocks has been down 3% since yesterday after hours. However, EPS beat estimates of 5.49. Okay, there's the actual number, and they met revenue. So I was expecting a slight rebound off the heavy selling pressure that I witnessed in the first few minutes of market open. Entering in, I wanted to catch up on Apple. I saw they plummeted at open, and I wanted to trade calls for a rebound because specifically I saw this wick indicating that, well, people are just temporarily selling. There's not enough selling pressure to sustain, or else we would have seen, more of this candle filled. However, 75% of the candle is just the down wick, indicating to me at least that this selling pressure is not really that aggressive. People are just freaking out at market open. So going back, I wanna go over our exact trades. First trade that I took, at 9:32 a.m., I bought 10 contracts at 45 cents. At 9:36 a.m., I sold 5 contracts at 62 cents. And at 9:37 a.m., I sold 5 contracts at 76 cents. Now, 9:40 a.m., the contracts hit the absolute high of $1.12. So from the point that I bought in to the top, that would have meant 149% return or $670. Now, I'm not worried about that. I'm not saying, oh, I could have made $670. Of course, you don't know the bottom and you don't know the top. But what I'm trying to do, and just with my goals, I always try to say, my job is to catch a piece in the middle. So if I can catch 1/3 or 1/2 of that move, then I am, I'm happy as a clam. I was kind of in this, I see green, I take green mindset. And I'm not upset at all that I left money on the table because, this whole thing happened in the course of 8 minutes. This whole thing happened, or no, 6 minutes. 5 minutes. This whole thing happened in the course of 5 minutes. So to make $238 in 5 minutes, well, I was just like ecstatic about that. And I have to remind myself the 3 things. And then we're gonna get into the actual trade where I'm gonna show you the graph and everything. So 3 things that I have to remind myself. I captured 1/3 of the total move on these calls. I think that's a really job well done. Number 2, I made $238 in 5 minutes. You've gotta humble yourself. You gotta think, what the heck? I just made $238 in 5 minutes. Now I don't have to go have a day job because, I made all my money in 5 minutes in the day and I can do whatever I want to do. I can go work out. I can go read a book. Anyway, and number 3, my maximum unrealized exposure to the downside during a trade was only $50. That was actually the lowest prices went during my trade. If I would have sold at the absolute lowest during my trade, I would have only lost $50, even though my stop loss was that I would allow myself to lose $75 to $100, right? So let's go into the exact trade. We'll go to our dashboard here. Okay, opening the cash account. We'll go to our trade log, 1 trade on Apple. Here we go, popping open the graph, and we'll see here. So this graph represents Apple and shows the stock price. This graph below represents the calls on Apple and the price of those calls. Now, if we can get it to zoom in, that would be just dandy. We will get it to zoom in. So the calls are derivative of Apple, and these calls move way more aggressively than Apple. See, if I would have bought Apple shares here and sold Apple shares here, I would have made 1.3% or something like that. But because I was using derivatives and I was buying calls on Apple, calls for Apple for 187.5, and they were 0 data expiration, they're very volatile. So in that same move, I made a return of 53%, right? This is why I only risked $500 because this thing is very volatile and it could have gone, either way. At least you have to look at it like that. See, the lowest I was down $50. Let's zoom into the graph here and look at the calls. Oh, okay, it'll auto adjust. There we go. So at 6:32 a.m., I bought 10 for 45 cents, okay? I waited, I gave it a few minutes. It hasn't erupted quite yet. Huge green candle, and I know I'm in the money. And this is all high pressure because it's happening within the course of a few minutes. So first sell out, I want to ease out and I want to sell, right? So first sell out, I sell 5 shares at 62 cents. I give it another minute, 5 shares, I sell out the remaining 5 shares at 76 cents. Now, if you're looking, 76 cents was about right here. It was the bottom of the candle pretty much, right? Maybe I played it a little too see green, take green. If I waited another minute or another 2 minutes, this trade would have been 1.112, $1.12 at the highest. And then we escalated down very quickly as well. So anyway, that is the trade recap that we took today, that we made $238 in our cash account, only trading with $500 today. Everyone, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know below in the comments. I'm always looking to improve these videos and provide value to you out there. As I say in every video, we're learning this thing together. I'm not an expert in stock trading. I'm never gonna claim that, especially not gonna claim that now. I've been trading for less than a year. However, I wanted to share some insights that I had, and I found that this morning while I was taking, very detailed notes, I was understanding what was going on more and more. So you may see a 5-minute trade where I made $240 in 5 minutes. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I took the first hour just preparing and looking at Apple and reading the earnings report and all this stuff and doing the research. Spend an hour there, 5 minutes in the trade, and then I spent probably another 45 minutes really keying in on TradeZella and tracking my trade and looking at and analyzing, okay, how did I do with the buy? How did I do with the sell? What could I do better next time? All in all, I probably spent 2 hours on this trade. Brings your hourly wage down quite significantly, but you know, at the same rate, we still had fun. So anyway, I'll leave you be. And anyway, I hope you have a great day and take care. See you in the next one. Bye.